All right. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. We are here on an afternoon today in rare form for me. Happen to have today off and wanted some extra time in the evening to do other things, mainly play Monster Hunter, but Also, who knows? Maybe this is a better time slot for some people, some other people to tune in, say hi, check out the stream, check out the content. Um, we're here on Tuesday afternoon instead of our regular Tuesday evening time slot, playing some more Cloud. Also, there will be no stream next week. I'll probably try to mention that a couple times, but no video next week on YouTube or whatever if you're watching this on YouTube. I'll be out of town next week. Not able to do my regular stream. We'll be back regular schedule again in 2 weeks. But for today, as the stream title may indicate, we are bringing back Hand of Vecna, a card that I was like really gung ho for a long time, and no one seemed to be interested in playing. And then some people started picking up, others not so much. But it also did kind of fall to the wayside in terms of its viability in the matchup, especially with the Ambroise list, kind of the upheaval of like a bunch of disruptive creatures in the main deck, the ability to sideboard into Thalia regularly versus Storm, which is one of the premier combo decks of the format. These things kind of lumped together enough that you kind of didn't need it in your deck anymore. But as I've been feeling out this new meta, I've kind of wanted it again. Been playing against a lot of combo decks or a lot of like random green decks where Sword of Feast of Him is just really slow and you just want to be able to pressure them down. Without Thalia in the deck, sometimes we'll play against random combo. We played against Ral the other day. I played against it again, playing some leagues off stream this weekend. And like I did beat Ral both times, but it's good to have a plan, and Cloud does not really have a plan versus combo without like you play sort of Feast and Famine, it takes like 100 years to get online or whatever. But I played against like Gitrog, which is kind of a green black sort of Lumra, Zusa, play a bunch of land style deck, and that's kind of the ideal that you'd want a card like sort of Feast and Famine in theory, but then in practice it just doesn't really feel like it pans out. It's just way too slow to get online. So we're bringing back Hand. Obviously, there are some downsides. Hand's going to be worse than sort of Feast of Famine in a number of different like random matchups where you draw it. I think the mono black decks too, like a Sararak or something. You'll definitely miss like the more interactive versions of combo where you do want to pressure them, but also they're going to be able to like stop what you're doing a lot of the time. Are definitely some reasons to like want a card like sort of Feast of Famine instead. But I just wanted to try it. I've been missing Hand of Vecna in a lot of the matchups I've been playing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get in there. Not playing Legacy. Playing some Duel Commander. But overall, I've just been really liking the list. I won't say rebuild because we did change like 5 or 6 cards only at some point from the Ambroise list, but been really liking it. We went 4-1 the first time. We went like 5-0 last week if you were there watching the Fallout versus the Azusa matchup. Oh, and is this a skew? There we go. And then I played 2-4-1s over the weekend. Is this not the proper size? My supposed to be like this. Yeah. All right. I don't know what happened when my window resized, but it is what it is. But yeah, the other thing I've been seeing talk of is the people are scared of the Lumra matchup, which makes sense in my head. It probably plays a little similarly to Azusa. Uh, I feel my gut says it's probably a little bit better than Azusa in that you can try to interact with the combo a little bit more in terms of like blowing up their untappers and stuff like that. Some pieces of graveyard hate might matter, like Thraben Charm especially, in ways that they don't come up as much versus Azusa. But my gut is definitely that the matchup's not great, and I've seen people talking about bringing the Armageddons back into the list, and I have enjoyed my time without Armageddons in the list. They definitely are like for pretty clunky pieces. In a lot of random matchups, you need to get really ahead on board and then slam your Armageddon. But if there's like more control popping up more and more, if people see control and like combo decks like Lumra, if there's Lumra, Azusa, Atraxa, Elminster, stuff like that, it's possible. I want to see how good Geddons are versus Tasigur. That matchup just has been all over MTGO at least. I've been performing really well against Tasigur, so I'm pretty happy there. But if Geddons are good against Tasigur and they're obviously good against Lumra and like some random combo decks, maybe they're good enough to fit in. But the Geddons are just really awkward to try to weave into a game against like 2099 or Aragorn or Slimefoot and some of the other top dogs like that. Just the format is so inherently creature based that it can obviously there are moments where you can cast them and they're good, especially with the old like flare of fortitude. Is that the white flare? I don't even remember. Like the old Doom Traveler flare builds, but flare obviously a lot harder to cast when you don't have nearly as many ones, and especially ones that you want to just kind of get killed. The one drops plus flare is just a really nice synergy that I do kind of miss sometimes. But we'll see how it goes. I don't have any like stick out cards that I'm like not very happy with right now. I think Sword of Feast of Famine was the card I was probably the least happy with. But everything else has fit in pretty nicely. I really liked having Boots back in the deck. Ghost Vacuum has been fine. Um, Happy with all the removal spells. I don't think I would really cut any ones. Enlightened Tutor. I don't know. I understand the argument. We talked about it like during the deck building. Like a deck that has Parallax Wave and Winter Moon in it probably just needs to play Enlightened Tutor because Parallax Wave and Winter Moon are such game-ending cards. Excuse me. But I definitely have felt like Enlightened Tutor is kind of awkward sometimes. But I think that's just the nature of those types of cards. So if we were looking to try to fit in the get-ins, it's like I don't want to keep hacking away at the creature count, but I think those are like some of the random threes are probably the least playable. Something like Flicker Wisp, Heretic Athar, Archon of Emeria. Although like Thalia, Heretic Athar and Archon of Emeria both line up pretty well against like Lumra and stuff. Obviously, not against the untappers, but they are a good way to like stall out some of the early turns and buy you like one random turn that you need to clock cross the finish line. See, I don't really know what I would start looking at cutting if I wanted to fit in Geddons. Maybe cut some of the clunkier removal spells. I've really liked Unexpectedly Absent. It's been really important. A nice instant speed spell, non-conditional, being able to tag stuff like Tasigur, Planeswalker commanders like a Minato and Elminster, 2099 before it gets a trigger. I've really liked having Unexpectedly Absent back in the deck, so regardless of it being one of like the weaker spells, I have still definitely appreciated it. Really thought there'd be a decent chance that Dual Commander Leagues would fire a little bit better at this time slot, which is part of the reason I was interested in streaming. I had some free time this afternoon. And like it's not 2 a.m. over across the pond now, like in my usual stream time, so thought maybe people would be showing up. But I mean like 10 p.m. is not that different from 2 a.m. A lot of people are still going to sleep, but I guess we'll hang out, find out if people want to show up today. any other tech cards you can play versus Lumra? I was looking at like Draneth Magistrate just now, and Draneth's not that good against Azusa all the time, especially because sometimes you can't even get into play before they cast Azusa. But Draneth's really good versus Lumra. I guess they always have um a bunch of tutors for Talon Gates. Maybe Aven Mind Sensor actually. It's nice that it's a creature, relevant like flying body, picks up equipment, really good versus like the tutors out of Azusa and Lumra and stuff. It's just like kind of generically okay versus 3-color decks, and then you go up to like 9 fetch lands. Maybe we could play Aven Mind Sensor. You don't feel as bad cutting a hate bear for it, since we're cutting a hate bear for another hate bear. I don't know what I'd cut. Maybe Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp kind of okay. A card I've kind of come and gone on. I'll have to remind myself of that, because by the end of this league, I will absolutely forget. The Wandering Minstrel. This is just oops all spells, I believe. One lander, not really going to do it versus oops all spells, regardless of the fact that we have some pretty powerful interaction pieces. But Cloud is also a pretty powerful interaction piece, because you can just kind of Cloud for Sash and go up there. Works pretty well. So an easy mulligan here. We have a Dead Shoal, even though Aid's nice. These are nice, but easy ship. No hate. Is this good enough? I like that Jolted Awake is nice for Sash, assuming Sash like gets answered at some point. I think I am gonna keep this in bottom Glimmer Lens here. Not oops all spells. Is this like another? This is like an amulet deck now. Makes sense, right? It's a kind of amulet on a stick sort of effect. I have been seeing like a lot of these strategies. Someone sent me a flubs list that was like a bunch of like amulets and lands, and it ended up with like a Valakut sort of thing. Um, People experimenting a lot with different land-based combo decks. I genuinely have no idea which one of these I'm supposed to lead on. Versus blue-green, I don't really think I'm supposed to lead on Skrelv. I think I want to lead on Esper Sentinel, but I also kind of want to clock them. But I guess if they just play Wandering Minstrel next turn, then blanks the Ocelot Pride, but it also does burn their Hickory Woodlots. I think I'll play Pride. I'm scared. I guess it's not blue-green, huh? It is 5-color, and I don't know why that didn't cross my mind. The Oops All Spell Stack is clearly 5-color. I think this feels like it's just a Hand of Vecna scenario. I think I just want to kill my opponent. I don't know what they're up to. I don't like it. None of my cards really do anything else. We have them on a decent clock here. I wonder if Skrelv was better if this was my plan. I mean, part of the reason I didn't play Skrelv is because I'm dumb and didn't think about the fact that they were a 5-color deck for some reason. What the hell is happening to me? Is this just cascade into like your Hypergenesis? Sure, it's a Hypergenesis deck, huh? Oh, all my creatures have -2/-2. That's not very good. 4 more, 1 back. Starting with you, repeat this process until no one puts a card on the battlefield. So if I say no, then my opponent can just say no, and then we're done, right? Hmm. Alright, I've seen enough. Well, I understand the deck gimmick now. It's just a Hypergenesis deck with the fast lands. Alright, yeah, mulligan to the good hate. Seems simple enough. None of this is the good hate, huh? None of this is really the good hate either. It's like Elite Spellbinder. Sanctifier ain't gonna do shit. Opponent kept 7 again. I guess their deck is all just like lands and things that say Cascade, huh? Which probably just means I need to mulligan to Oblivion. For anything that has text. What has text in my deck? Just all the 3-drops, right? And Dranith. Winter Moon. Peacekeeper, Archon's the nuts, Spellbinder, which we just mulliganed away. Maybe we should have just kept the Spellbinder hand if we're like this low on stuff. Aven Interrupter, Ranger Captain. Yeah, we actually don't have a lot of good tools for this matchup, huh? Mulligan to 4, just keep this. I think we just keep this and die horribly. Yes, feels kind of like an Archon or Bust sort of matchup a little bit. All of my other hate is Archon or Draenith or Bust. Well, it's definitely a hand of Vecta. My mulligan to 5 is much worse. Still a pretty decent chunk of damage, though. Is it kill in 2 turns? We draw to 5, play 4, play 3, equip. That's 8, 9. Yeah, it does lethal over 2 turns if they don't have like a turn 3. Put a Wandering Minstrel to block. Alright, don't kill me, opponent. Cast a blocking Wandering Minstrel. And then I think I win. Nope, looks like 4-drop Cascader. Let's see how bad it is for me. Chaos Diviler definitely could be worse. Hoarding Broodlord could be worse. How's my Solitude work against Hoarding Broodlord? I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because I think they can always cast it. But I can get rid of spells cast from exile. I have Convoke if I active player, non-active player. Yeah, I think mine happens first. Discover 5. Oh, that's bad. Well, no, they can't cascade into Hypergenesis again. No point in putting in the Masterwork, because it just copies a legendary Hand of Vecna and explodes. Is it okay? Alright, that could have gone worse. I don't even get to see what they destroy because this thing doesn't target. It's kind of annoying. I just have to shoot the Hoarding Broodlord, though, I think. Letting them convoke a spell here seems probably not good for me. Because I think they could cast the tutor, not the tutor, the 5-drop that from the Cascade deck in Legacy. What the fuck is that card called? This is super early for me. Yeah, we're doing it in the afternoon stream. What the fuck do you get with this formal wear? Or with this Stoneforge trigger, I mean. Sword of Fire and Ice? Nope, Carnage Tyrant. Skull Clamp, I guess? I'm just gonna F6. I don't get to do anything else this turn anyway. I get a flying 0-1 that cascades into Violent Outburst that cascades into nothing. Can't imagine that they have a Tybalt's Trickery in their deck, right? Because they would just always want to cascade into Hypergenesis. I guess the Tybalt's Trickery could always hit Hyper. Could always just like reroll, right? They may have just revealed their entire deck though, because Moto's lagging like crazy. Wait, what the fuck? How did this get into play? What happened? Wait. Oh, they also have a glimpse of. Oh god, what the? They have a glimpse of tomorrow in their deck too. Okay, sure. I see. Why'd they keep their trumpeting Carnosaur? Oh no, they rolled into it again. I think. No, I don't know what's happening anymore. Things seem pretty bad. Seems like we got pretty thoroughly owned, huh? Does anyone else want to tinker for Krang in Vintage? I gotta imagine Krang's like the 17th best thing you could tinker for in Vintage, right? It's like this Living End deck, the deck that I played but better. That's what it does seem like, yeah. Seems like this deck has a lot of problems beating people playing blue, but seems very good against not that. Creative Technique, that was the card I was trying to think of. Alright, unfortunately they have glimpsed into several cards that can get through my Sword of... that I can't get through with my Sword of Fire and Ice, which would actually be a way to, like, try to live. But also they have, like, 19 power that's unblockable, so I mean, I could, like, Skull Clamp and draw Swords to Plowshares for Curious Colossus, but, like, we're not winning this game. We can go next. If you resolve a Tinker Advantage, the top 20 artifacts all win the... Yeah, exactly. Which I guess is... Then it's fine to tinker for Krang. I don't actually know the text on Krang. It's like, doesn't it just like draw 4 cards or something? Isn't that like much worse than just killing them? I've been seeing a bunch of Turtles spoilers on my timeline, but I have not been paying a lot of attention to them. Is there anything cool? Sorry, a classic matchup. Hand is unfortunately very bad. The only thing that matters is heroes in a half shell. I can't imagine that's true. I also don't know what heroes in a half shell is. Opponent, come back. Let me mull again. A second GT. They printed a second GT. I'm gonna not click on this link, and I'm going to envision the card in my mind, and it is completely unplayable. Not at all, even a little bit comparable to Umezawa's GT in anything but name. Obviously, that one of the most broken equipment ever printed. Although, ironically, like very not playable nowadays. It's red. I care even less now. It's gone from my mind. Well, you could like if it was good in red, you could play it in like red white Texas. I want to keep this. As much as I want to like get him with Winter Moon, I think it's the worst card in my hand. It's not. Winter Moon isn't that good for Suharis. It has points where you can line it up, but I think all these other cards are better. If they just go untap land go, I almost want to. I might just lead Boots instead to not play into a shock. Huh. Alright, maybe I lead Boots go here into this also. The only text on it is equipped creature has double strike. Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty bad. Do I want to just... I mean, Allopar's always going to get countered by the one-drop counter spells. I guess I'd play around Force Spike. I think there's enough reasons to want to lead Boots here. Yeah, they took 3 damage for no reason. Got him. I want to probably play a 2-drop next turn into a counter magic, so then the following turn I can play like 1-drop plus 2-drop. Tap land. This just always counters everything I play. What do I want to get countered the most? Honestly, Cloud might be my bait spell here. Or maybe Pride's my bait spell. But I'd much rather double spell next turn. Definitely want Sanctifier as a prize to resolve. Voice of Victory is pretty good in this matchup. I'd like to double spell. I can't always just play a 2-drop and equip it, but they might have a second counterspell at that point. I do think that my bait spell is just Cloud here. My Cloud will get Force Spiked or Stubborn or Stern Scoldinged or Spell Snared. Or whatever. Wash Away. Damn it! I guess, yeah, I didn't... Wash Away does get me in a way that none of these other cards would have got. It's always Wash Away when you don't play around it. It's basically Cosmic Spider-Man, but good. So it's another 5-color Soup Commander? I'm so tired of those, honestly. Like, every once in a while, you'll just play against just any random 5-color generic good stuff deck, and it's just, they're so boring to me. I think this is a Voice of Victory angle. Oh, no, this is bad, because then if the voice gets countered, I can't really play Pride, because then they just do Harvest it. Maybe waiting on this Pride was stupid. Click on the link. Ugh. Keyword soup. Whenever something stupid happens, you draw cards. This is just slop, boring 5-color soup card. It's just it's card advantage, does whatever. It lets you play all the good cards, then it draws you cards and gains you life in the late game. It's all just boring soup, man. That's what I get for playing Commander. Yeah, it is what I get for playing Commander. That's fair. Luckily, none of them have been like too good. It'd be kind of annoying when they are too good because then you get like the SEO problem, right? It doesn't have lifelink. I saw 4 keywords and just assumed. Feels like those cards always have lifelink, but it's nice that that one doesn't. The spiders had lifelink, right? Yeah, I'll take this. This is just a pyrokinesis on my one guy. That also cost them a mana. That's pretty good for me. Opponent has played like 4 tap lands. Alright. 2 mana up, huh? I think this is my moment for Sanctifier in Vec. Nice. Just Vigilance, Trample, Menace, Haste, I see. I guess that makes sense because it also said like draw cards, right? So it's like white, green, black, red, and then blue's draw cards or something like that. Wisp the land is a Stone Rain, right? Yeah, I don't know how much I care about Stone Raining 2099 in the early game. This felt like a good window to resolve my pro red creature. If I play Pride, Pride's gonna get shot by Uharis, but then I have a window to like just clown him with GT afterwards. It also costs him another mana because I get like Pride Boots. I kind of like Pride this turn. It's either that or just cast a GT and sit go. This is probably the trying to extract some value out of my Ocelot Pride. Or maybe it needs like a lightning bolt or something. Yeah, see, this is what we want. We gotta be worried about Arena of Glory Horus, but with a Sanctifier in play, it's really hard for them to like punk me out. It's just a matter of knowing when I should be attacking with my Sanctifier. Are we just playing 3/4 Uharis? Nope, we're tapping this for colorless. Nope, we're tapping it for blue, red. There we go. They got there. They're just gonna bolt me. It's perfect. Now I can actually play to the board again. Ooh. That's got some juicy hits too. 2 cards in hand. So like I've taken enough damage that I don't want to just start like I don't want to let GTA equip attack in the face of a 3/4 Haris. I almost want to wisp their wizard token so I stop taking chip. They only have 2 cards in hand. I feel like I'm pretty far ahead. I don't really like stone raining them that much. They don't have that much card advantage. Maybe I just like wisp their wizard token and try to equip, see what happens. Did I see the red white taxes? They got 11th. Yeah, I saw the taxes did super well in the showcase. It was crazy. Wisp boots or just play Cloud. Cloud Clamp or Cloud Formal Wear both seem pretty nice here. But I like killing this wisp so I stop taking chip. I don't like GTA Equip. I was just talking about that because I'm like, this is 6 damage if I start attacking. And obviously, like, if I equip, they're already not attacking into my pro-red creature. I think I am going to just kill their wizard token here. Incentivizes them to cast a spell right here if they want to. Yeah, get their damage in. Yep. So now I know not to attack with my Flicker Wisp. Do I want to just chump block with Wisp, though? I don't like taking 6 against this deck. I think I'm much better off with them having 1 card in hand. I think if I just wait and then chump block next turn, play out Sanctifier. They're going to cast Brazen Borrower. I'm still at 14. I have time to get the GT online. I can like play out Sanctifier plus GT, and then afterwards I can like jolt it. But then this thing's on defense. I could jolt it to wake back the. No, the Flicker doesn't come back. There's only 2 drops. It's hard to get through the Uharis. I might have to just wait a couple turns, get Cloud down or something. I think I am blocking this though. Going to 8 is not my favorite here. Especially they have no Ring of Glory in play too. Could easily be. Get like haste in the Borrower. Hit me for 11. 9. I can't do math. Did not foresee Canoptic Scarab Swarm and Sandscout top 8 in the showcase. DT's been good for like a year, and people just like refuse to acknowledge it and just have continued to do so for so long. That's crazy. Like Adam won the showcase qualifier, and then D&T had like an incredible performance at Eternal Weekends. Why are we Opal Palace manaing? Does my opponent think that it applies to other creatures too? I think they do, yeah. I guess I'm just gonna block the Brazen Borrower here then. Seems like a much better trade for me. I'll just take 6 over 2 turns if I don't block it anyway. Oh, shit. That's a lot of damage, because the Brazen Bar gets cast from exile, too. This is getting dangerous. Gotta get online with our GTA ASAP here. What does that mean for me? There's no way to get online without just attacking with the Sanctifier, which means I think the best play is the mana efficient one. Play GTA. And then start trying to produce some chump blockers and attacking with the Sanctifier, I guess. Opal was Brazen, is 2 blue to cast, and Arena makes 2 red. I guess, yeah, it was 4 mana regardless, so they just used the worst land. Because, like, they could have just, like, tapped Island, Soporific Springs, and then these 2, and then but then they would have just had a red floating, so they're just tapping down their colorless land, I guess. I think I see the plan here. Maybe counterspell. But I mean, if they had counterspell, they'd counter my red card. If the last card is another bounce spell, then I die and I cry about it. But I think that's better than like planning to try to jump block this again. They don't have that many bounce spells in their deck anyway. Brazen Borrower is typically the one that's most widely played. Nice. We can Jolted Awake that back. It seems unwise to Portable Hole because they can bring it back as a 4/5 or whatever with haste for 5 mana. I can't attack this turn or I mostly die. I can obviously go to like 9 life and then I take a bunch. I'd rather set up here. GTA is going to be 3 mana to get online with Jolted Awake plus Equip. I think I'm going to play 4 mana Cloud. What do I get here? Is it just Clamp? Sort of Fire and Ice is like kind of tempting. Helps me connect with like Cloud holding GTA plus Sword. Formalware is not bad. Formalware grabbing Wisp, Flickers, Formalware grabs Voice or Pride. It's a lot of bodies and a flyer. I think it's just Formalware. Taking a long time to get this GTA back online, but I don't think there's a super safe way to go about it otherwise. These per red cards are so good versus 2099, man. They're getting you so much life. Click. They have to take they kind of have to take the Jolted Awake, I think. Oh, actually, we're going to 2. Uh-oh. Their draws have been really good. Multiple annoying flyers. I think they have to take the Jolted Awake, and at least then we can produce a blocker afterwards, but then we're a little bit shit out of luck in terms of our plan to win this game before they draw a Lightning Bolt. That is certainly something. I don't know exactly what it is. Just like any creature also kills me there because the Arena of Glory. I guess any 2-power creature. Surely you wouldn't have drawn the Lightning Bolt. Nice. Still alive. Just have to get back Flicker Wisp. Am I supposed to flicker the cloud now to get, like, an action piece? Rather than flickering the Formalware? I guess flickering the Formalware sets me up. I guess no, I'm pretty safe against a haste creature now that I have a third creature in play. You don't want your blocker to die to a Tarfire? A Tarfire that my face is gonna die to? I would die to a Dead Gone, but also they could just bounce the creature. Surely, there are certainly some cards that keeping the Formalware on the flickers would save me from. I can't imagine it's a ton. Unholy Heat? Yeah, there you go. We're playing around Unholy Heat. I think genuinely I kind of just want Sword of Fire and Ice here. Next turn, just fucking jam it on the cloud. And just try to end the game in 2 turns. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, we're off of it being a 1-turn kill. Maybe not with this. I don't know. Just put more blockers in play. What if I attacked with Sanctifier here? That still does to haste. Like, attack with Sanctifier would be trying to line up the Cloud kill next turn, but then if I end up forcing myself to chump block with Cloud, it doesn't get me anywhere. What about the one that can be a copy of Pre-War? I think I need to kill them before they draw Bull rather than just, like, continually putting shit on board. Yeah, I think I just say go. Attacking with Sanctifier seems suicidal. Kind of, yes. But also, I just not attacking them for multiple turns when I'm at 2 life is a little bit suicidal, too. what I mean? Like, there's a chance next turn I'm supposed to, like, recruit for Solitude, too. Given that I probably won't have lethal. If that was the case, maybe I was supposed to. Get the copy thing instead. And recruit Solitude and get back my Wisp after I block with it. And then Wisp a Cloud again and then get Fire and Ice. No attack. 2 cards in hand. If my Sword of Fire and Ice gets countered, I play Skrelv, equip Boots. I might actually probably play Skrelv, equip, and activate Lion Sash once. 2 cards in hand. If I recruit Solitude, I'm saving myself from a Lightning Bolt. It plays around. It also plays worse to the board. It's 5 mana into, I guess, not a removal spell. I think it's still going to be lethal over like a similar number of turns. Oh, dang. Guess I should have played it, huh? Hard to play around all the different counter spells. Can I attack with Sanctifier now? I have 2 blockers on the ground. Oh no, I don't. Skrelv is not a blocker. Never mind. We countering this? Deal. Oh wait, no, I have a Lion Sash. You ain't countering shit, dog. I guess attacking's free. My creature has vigilance. So they pretty much have to block. Or not. Cool. What out do they have to stop to beat this Flicker Wisp that isn't like putting themselves dead to this sort of Fire and Ice with that not blocking? Like, because all the removal spells are just going to kill my face. Almost all of them, at least. I guess Fury? Fine, whatever. It's always frustrating to have those games where, like, you really try to play to your outs and, like, get down to, like, the last... Like, yes, I understand that the out is lightning bolt off the top or whatever. I meant that specifically the outs of not blocking. How many outs they increased it by not blocking there? Fury, maybe some other things that remove the wisp but don't also go to my face. But also they were putting themselves dead next turn to the Sword of Fire and Ice by not blocking, right? Like, I think they have 2 turns if they just chump block there, right? They're not chump block, it's just a trade. I mean, it's just like all those old elves games when D&T was like really bad against elves, where it's just like, all right, I've expertly crafted my position here, where it's like I've given myself the best odds to win. They're dead next turn. We have lethal. We finally stabilized, and they top deck natural order 100% of the time. It's just always how those games feel. Just some of the more frustrating ones to lose. We even like played the recruiter first instead of the Sword of Fire and Ice that turn to try to play around to try to play around getting lightning bolted, and then they just had Stern Scolding. Yeah, but if they block, aren't they like giving themselves 2 turns to top deck instead of 1? Like, what if the bolt? What if the card below what if their deck was like land lightning bolt? My board was Skrelv, Cloud, Sash, Sanctifier, and they have Snapcaster plus the other guy. I can only threaten 10 damage, right? It feels like it's a lot of math, right? Because like you're giving yourselves more chance, like more potential outs on the very top of your deck, like Fury or like a bounce spell or some sort of bolt that doesn't go face. But they're also not they're to give themselves one draw instead of 2. Seems okay, not my favorite. I like the one drop protectors into turn 2 Draenith versus Uharis, but just naked Draenith is a little risky. That all being said, I usually am okay running out Draenith on the expected Uharis turn sometimes, depending on the structure of the rest of my board. Like it's not great if you have like one creature plus Uhar or plus Draenith because they can just on turn 4 play their removal spell on your Draenith and then play Uharis, kill your other thing. Hey Jarvis, thanks for the resub, buddy. Good to see you. How's the new house? New house is great. Dog is causing trouble. She's learned how to open doors. All the doorknobs in our house are handles instead of like, knobs. So she's learned that she can jump on them and then open them that way. What are we doing? You think about mental misstepping my ghost vacuum? Go for it. You can have it. Force of negation the ghost vacuum. Damn. Really try to talk me into it. I like March. March is very nice in this matchup. I think I want to jam Cloud, mostly because my mana situation's really awkward. Like, if I was going to not play Cloud, I would need to play out Gemstone Caverns, because this produces white on the turn that I play it. Just running it into, like, all the 1-mana counters again, but all of my spells all the time run into the 1-mana counters. So their turn 2, we'll play Stoneforge for something. Formal Wear, Fire and Ice. My initial instincts. Skull Clamp, maybe, just because it fits the curve, but it's not that exciting. Perfect mana base, by the way. I can definitely cast this Ranger Captain of Eos. Sure. At some point, I'm going to want to start putting my own creatures underneath the Ghost Vacuum. But for a while, I'm just going to keep their graveyard empty for, like, Murktides or DRCs or whatever random delve stuff. We're not very close to 6 mana. We might draw like our unearth effects or formal air. That's a nice pickup at least. 5 cards in hand. Ranger Captain is immune to Uharis, which is kind of nice. We could play Dranith and hold up March, but holding up March isn't that exciting because they don't have a lot of good hits on for Uharis. I think we'll just play Ranger Captain here. Gonna get some sort of protection spell if it resolves. Probably just like Bodyguard. I guess that's fine. Can seam rip that at least. I can also just say no. How do I feel about saying no? They have 4 cards in hand to my 3. I don't think my random 1-drop is better than their random card. I think I'm just okay saying no. None of my 1-drops are like super appealing. I think we are going to need to lean on this Ghost Vacuum to card advantage just through it. Oh, nice Murktide. Nice DRC. All the cards that I was firing off when I was talking about these Ghost Vacuum activations. Obviously, DRC is going to accrue a bunch more value anyway. Mill Island. How do I play this turn? Because I do want to kill this Wan Shi Tong, so I can play my Cloud at some point. And they only have 2 cards left in hand. Is it just 2 hearts? Yeah. Dome me for 2 makes sense. Start picking up creatures now, I think. First 2 cards in hand. I think it's going to be Draenith, Seam Rip, the Uharis now. Just want to stay alive, get to 6 mana, Ghost Vacuum. Get back Stoneforge and Ranger Captain. Unless I have to use Ghost Vacuum to keep them off Delirium or something. Yep, just little chip shots from Wan Shi Tong. Pretty happy I didn't make this thing a 2-2. I'm going to eat Ranger Captain here, I think. I'll play Mom. Really want to draw lands. I'll play Mom out here. We can hold up a march. It can either tag Uharis if they have like one drop removal spell on Dranith plus like trying to cast Uharis on the mom. We still have 3 mana to march it. And it's obviously nice if we get the mom online. Put the mom under the ghost vacuum if it dies. It's like a chance that I'm supposed to be marching this DRC or something. I think Thread of Uharis is pretty high here. They have 3 cards in hand. If they just have any removal spell on tap, play 4 mana Uharis to try to kill the mom. Then it's not good for me. What you got, opponent? Otawara? Magmatic Sinkhole. There, you see, this is exactly what we expected. It's kind of crazy that they milled Brainstorm. I guess maybe they're just trying to hit like more land drops. Their 4 mana is like pretty locked in this turn. I don't know. Come on, just cast Uharis. What could go wrong, opponent? Cast your spider buddy. Yes. Come on. Boo! Flame of Anor. Wait, they're just drawing 2 cards. They don't have a wizard. And they're not shattering my ghost vacuum. It's all working out okay for me. Now I think I'm supposed to hit the Wan Shi Tong here. The DRC's obviously so good with their spells, but it is at least a little checked by Ghost Vacuum. No, there's a chance that I want to cast Cloud next turn. There's also a chance we can unexpectedly absent the Uharis if we want to hold that up for a new Uharis turn at some point. Maybe they just have a counter spell for it, in which case, not the end of the world. Alright. Land is good. Just need to draw 1 more of those. I think this is just a Cloud Skull Clamp angle. For if we don't draw the land. Also have to be careful of stifles. Or they just have wash away, that's fine. Hey, is your boy Shad? Thanks for the follow, much appreciated. I kept on top with that. a shatter here for all my hard work. No shatter, no 6th land either. We could recruit 6th land here, technically. Hey, TZ Virubin, how's it going? Genuinely might just recruit for 6th land if this resolves. It's a little risky if my opponent has a shatter or something on this turn cycle. But I like that I'm just continuing to hold up unexpectedly absent this turn at least, too. It's definitely not the worst play I've ever made. I could just get, like, Forge Tender or... maybe just Sanctifier. Sanctifier is really good, installs a lot of time, and if it does get hit with a counterspell or whatever, then we can Ghost Vacuum it. Blocks the DRC, stops Uharis. I've talked myself into it. How's the Tasker matchup? I felt that's very good so far. I played against it probably like 5 times at this point. If this is just eating a counterspell, then that's fine. No, memory lapse! That's a really annoying counterspell, because it means I'm not drawing a land next turn. I should have just gotten my land, man. They kept on top again, huh? Sure. This is just going to deal me 2 damage to my face, I guess. If you attack, I'm trading, yeah. Maybe this is they're going to use Hearts plus a 1-drop to kill my mom here. Target the recruiter, yeah. I'll bite. Mostly because I have the Ghost Vacuum. I don't have any more creatures. I guess I start eating their stuff, huh? Perfect mana base, by the way. Can definitely cast Unexpectedly Absent and Sanctifier on the same turn. This should buy me a pretty good amount of time, though. Hopefully they can't find a stifle effect here. Absent is bad? I felt like Absent's pretty good. Especially, like, in this matchup. It's not EDH Jazzy, it's Duel Commander. Distinctly different formats. I'm also, like, nah, I don't know. Like, obviously, congrats to the player, but I don't feel I don't fully comprehend the allure of the mono white build at this present moment. It's land 6 next turn. I'll just spend another turn twiddling my thumbs. Doesn't have to be land 6 either. Although getting land 6 and specifically Urza Song is probably good. If they do end up having like a stifle, then the Saga at least produces some value afterwards. Vildebeest, thanks for the follow. I can make a 1/1. True, yeah. If I don't want to cast Unexpectedly Absent, we can make a little guy. The allure is I don't want to spend money. Yeah, that is true. I do think it's definitely better than it's been in the past. I think, according to Jamie, the Conquerors are a pretty good metagame call, but I didn't really understand the vision on them. Go Enlightened Tutor. Find my Urza's Saga. I feel like I'm just gonna get stifled or something. But I mean, even if we get stifled, this Ghost Vacuum is pretty minimal mana investment. I mean, I guess we invested a couple of our graveyard cards, so our formal wear gets worse, but I guess, yeah, not minimal mana investment, because it is like 8,000 mana invested. Eh. There aren't that many cards to stop this. It's like Stifle and the 2-mana Stifle. Okay, yeah, GG. This seems pretty good. Sword of Fire and Ice is probably fine. Forged Ender? Yeah, why not? Another thing that... Oh, yeah. When I decided to not resolve my Ranger Captain trigger 100 turns ago, I didn't really think about Forged Ender. I was thinking about just, like, the, Ocelot Pride and a bunch of Mother of Runes. Forged Ender is extremely good versus Uharis, and might have been the pickup. Oh, well. Would Wilfred Mott be a good commander if it was an MTGO? No fucking clue what that card does. Alright, I'll be right back. I have 8 minutes left on the clock. But I really need to pee, and I don't want to play the whole game 3 needing to pee. Ugh. Alright, we're back. Ready for game 3. Thraben Charm is wild. Thraben Charm's been really good. I don't know. Let me look at what Wilfred Mod is. 4 mana. Legendary, unplayable. At the beginning of your upkeep, so it has to have a 4 mana card that has to live a turn to do thing, and then looks at... This card's very bad. card that snowballs after, like, you resolve your 4-drop creature that doesn't die, and then you get your upkeep, like, multiple times for it to start, like, doing its thing. That does not sound very appealing. Just back red was the red-white taxes deck mentioned earlier. In Legacy, red-white taxes. See, it's pretty nice. Keep it. And just like red-white Ajani Bombardier, death and taxes. Sand's got the goods. Red-white taxes and Duel Commander. Not yet. Not until we get Quintorius. That wouldn't be a taxes deck. But I'm excited to try that one. Did I not F6? There we go. Wait, should I F6? Should I not F6? Am I willing to? I'm probably not willing to. I guess Witch and Shit is pretty good. Shining Shoal pitch thing. I think I'm willing to let this thing just die, though. I say, and then my Cloud doesn't resolve, and my Interrupter doesn't resolve, and then we just die in a horrible fire. Although, having a Duke in play during all of that probably wouldn't help me, huh? Nice. Cloud resolving. Big. Cloud getting stifled. Small. Cloud in play, though, usually can be reasonably threatening still. If we find any other equipments naturally to put on it. I really like the Duke. I don't know, people keep saying that they don't think the Duke is very good. He's just felt like identical to like the Giver of Runes shaped cards to me. It just like it's a 1-drop that gets hit by removal spells and like it's like flag bearers them for you. And then sometimes it's effective when you untap and it's protecting your creatures like a Giver of Runes would be. And very occasionally I've activated him and then like put a sword of X or Y on him or whatever. It's nice in Felia that you can reset him too if you activate him for some reason. It's kind of weird in that you almost never actually do activate him profitably because they would just always target the Duke with the removal spell instead of the creature. So like the profitability is that you activate it and you just get a 1/1 counter, but it's not like you get to counter a removal spell by giving it hexproof and then flicker your Duke later. But the opportunity arises on occasion. I think I'm just gonna hold up Aven Interrupter and attack. Am I gonna Aven Interrupt 2099? Yeah. Just a good use of my mana. We might even be able to get 3 creatures in play to Thraben Charm it on the way back. Unfortunately, plotting it does mean that it gets to re-trigger its ability the next turn because it'll be cast out of exile. It's just an effective way to utilize my mana that turn. That's an annoying one to try to Shining Shoal. They get a free Uharis, though? I don't love that. I think I'm fine with it. Maybe I'm trying to sandbag the Shining Shoal too hard. I think I'm just going to play Sash. Send. If they played Zero Mana Uharis. We have Thraven Charm and Shining Shoal to stop it. This could go incredibly poorly for me. I should have cast this pre-combat, because if it, like, got tagged by a Starkness Golding or whatever, fuck, then I would have played in Equip Boots to Cloud. Got in for an extra 1 point of damage. Oh well. No, they get a free Horus, but they also have to pay 2 to target the Cloud. I was really kind of hoping they would go for, like, hasty combo. We could just Shining Shoal it to death. Low-key, do I just want to let the Cloud die? Milking the Shining Shoal for yet another turn for reasons completely unknown to me. Maybe I should just cast this in like 100 turns ago. Wait, they're just going face? Oh, well. Guess there's no point in redirecting that. They want to leave the Cloud in play so I don't get more triggers with it, I guess. I mean, if that's the case, I just won't attack. Fetch Steam Vents. Yep. Why are they willing to not shock the Cloud there, but now they're willing to attack? I guess it would have cost them 2 mana on that turn. I don't know. I could kill the Uharis with the Shining Shoal here. It would still kill my Cloud, though. But it's a good use of my mana on it. No, then they just recast Uharis. It's not a very good use of my mana. I'd rather save the Shoal to try to counter another removal spell on Cloud. As I go try to get, like, Skull Clamp here. Maybe I should have played out my Thraben Charm. No, then I would have, like, Bolt in my Witch Enchanter. That's probably not happening. God, yeah, making Uharis kill itself here is not super desirable. They just recast it. They even got me with the ugly Spell Snare. I feel like somebody in chat was talking about how great that Spell Snare looked, like, when it got spoiled. Just take 6. Yeah. Play Cloud again. Stop. Stop having good cards, please. Please instead have bad ones. I feel like I sat on the Shining Shoal for too long, wanting to get, like, a good use out of it, and then just didn't get any use out of it. Yeah. None of the breakpoints with it were good, though. Like, saving the Aven Interrupter just gets it killed by the Uharis. just gonna go to 6 here, which is also maybe stupid. Should have sequenced this differently. I should have done this in attacks, not blocks, so I could decide if I wanted to block based on whether or not they countered the Shining Shoal, but I think we're probably just pretty dead here. Technically not dead, right? We should throw a return to the Snapcaster. We go to 2. Brutal. Now we draw Shining Shoal. $29 still feels like a tough matchup. It's a hard to navigate matchup. Jeez. I mean, sometimes they also have the games that are just like counter, kill you in the classic tempo fashion. I found I mentioned so much in the Discord, but I found that I win more than I lose. But I definitely have played games, and probably like that game included. Like there are winning lines that are hard to find. They're just really tough to navigate. But Spider-Man players that I've talked to seem to think that the matchup's pretty good for Cloud as well. I think I bungled that game pretty bad. I can't even like point to a spot where I should have done something different, but it definitely feels like a game that I could have won had I like taken a different route. Maybe it was even as simple as just like pitching the Witch Enchanter. But we like never stuck anything relevantly. The Duke would have sat there and then got like sniped by the Spider-Man trigger like 40 turns later, right? It's definitely hard to finagle getting a sort of Fire and Ice equipped in play and equipped against like the all counter spells and removal spells deck, but if you can navigate to those endgame states, then yeah, it's true. Can we not play against this deck again? Maybe it's an Oops All Spells player, not a Hypergenesis player again, huh? I'm gonna keep. This hand's good against both, I guess. Well, good, I guess. Yeah, if you can gum up the board effectively, I think it works well. But sometimes they just like tempo the shit out of you and you die. It was Cascade. Ugh. What happened? I've literally never seen this deck before. It's just twice in the same league. Just out of nowhere. We don't have Ether Sworn in our deck. It's always Cascade. There was an Oops All Spells version of Wandering Minstrel that existed for a while. It like won a trial. It was pretty terrible, but it did win a trial. Not this player. Yeah, you might have played against our round 1 opponent. Did you play against Causdal? Okay, no, it is just the Cascade deck, though. I don't have an Ethersworn Canonist to tutor for. If I keep playing against this, I'm gonna pull it in my deck, I guess. But it might just be Wintermoon. Is that even like good enough? Yeah, the old build. Yeah, all MDFCs. Yeah, I was just playing Oops all spells. There was a third Cascade guy. What happened? Is there something in the water? Are people okay? This is definitely Cascade with this land. Do I not cast this now? Wintermoon's probably not gonna do it. They cast one spell and kill you. Do I just need to like hand effect to them? Is that my plan? It's unfortunate that this is like pretty consistently a turn 3 deck again in the face of no interaction. Sometimes turn 2, like maybe right now, although they might just be casting Wandering Minstrel here. Just to, like gain 14 life or whatever. Solitude? Damn. Ooh. There's natural Wintermoon. Is that even good enough? I'm just. I like that they would have to play probably play a tapped land. I think I'm just gonna. I think it's just hand. Maybe they just take 14 and use the untapped Wandering Minstrel thing to kill me. It's also a possibility. I guess that's what they're thinking about as well. How good is their hypergenesis here? But also, it's like a 50-50 to hypergenesis, right? Sometimes you just have to roll the dice on the glimpse of tomorrow or whatever. I guess that's another reason to want another permanent in play. Why is it? It's so consistent. It's a coin flip. It's just been tails 3 times. It's fine. Alright, this is appearing kind of beatable so far. I guess we need to rip a land to Stoneforge into Sword of Fire and Ice. They might have another land for their monster manual with the Atraxa trigger. Although, actually, it's just Sanctifier gets through currently holding the hand. Oh no, I'm going to empty my hand so I can't kill them. Alright. Wait. They choose protection from creatures. We can E-tutor for on thin ice, but then we can't, like, kill them through this stuff. I don't think. I haven't done the math. I shouldn't have 6 though. Clone Emissary? What? Clone with what? What now? Am I supposed to Skyclave this monster manual instead of the Wandering Minstrel? Do I actually have outs for lethal here? No, right? The Sanctifier can never deal 5 holding a hand because I've emptied my hand here. If I attack with everything, the Atraxa is going to gain them 1,000,000 life. Stoneforge. I'm going to have to spend 2 of my mana to answer the Sarah's Emissary. So I think I'm supposed to tag the monster manual. I also, like, don't really know how I'm winning this game, but... And I guess they are under the winter moon. Maybe we could get somewhere with Sword of Fire and Ice over, like, a couple of turns. I don't even want to pick through what... Oh, they did reveal 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, these are all nothing. No, they get Demonic Dread, which is online next turn. They take, like, Command Tower, Demonic Dread. And then they put back the Glimpse. Then they get to Glimpse a bunch of random bullshit. They took Hickory, Woodlock, Carnage, Tyrant, Demonic Dread. What? Maybe the Command Tower wasn't the pile, I don't know. Attacking's crazy to me. I guess I do have to lose something to block it, huh? And also, theoretically, they're protected with Sarah's Emissary. And I feel like I do want to block this because I want them to Demonic Dread for less permanence. There's the beatdown. Suppose that is. Oh right, it's pressure from creatures. Duh. Never mind. I can't block it. All right, that's fine. It's hard to remember all the fucking text on these cards, huh? So going to combat attacking with all, they would just block here, gain 7, and they would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I would draw a card, but I would lose my Cloud, which is my best thing to hold Sword of Fire and Ice. I could just put the hand on the Sanctifier and deal them 3, putting them to 2, and then we have to rip a land to attract to Sword of Fire and Ice on to get through the Atraxa. What's the benefit of Wandering Minstrel with the first sliver? It's a 2-mana permanent to put into play for your Glimpse of Tomorrow, and it lets you play your tap lands untapped. Seems like a lot better. I guess first sliver is a payoff, but their deck is like a ton of payoffs, right? I have not mathed this at all, but I think this is more right. I think if we rip land, then we can still win, depending on what they Glimpse of Tomorrow into. I also am not certain they can Glimpse of Tomorrow. But maybe they have an untapped black source in hand. No. I guess all their lands are untapped, right? I think land off the top is lethal. Or like Skull Climb off the top might also be lethal. No, we don't have enough 1 toughness creatures, I don't think. Like Recruiters, I guess not Recruiter, but like some removal spells might, like Oust. Might not be actual lethal, but like good enough to get there. If we keep playing against this, I need to add the Ethos Worm back in. Ethos Worm's definitely like an okay card to play in the deck. You're never like super happy to draw it except against exactly combo stuff, but you know, it's passable, cheap, holds equipment. Come on, deck. One time. I've not mathed if they're dead, but I think they're dead. Oh, this thing gets blocked, actually. 4. Oh, there's only 8? Wait. Because the Wandering Minstrel? Uh-oh. Have to draw a white card Solitude, I guess. Shit. There's really no way to get in 1 more point of damage either, huh? Damn. Guess I killed the Wandering Minstrel. Putting them to 1 doesn't matter when you draw like exactly white card Solitude, I think. So kill the Wandering Minstrel in case of... Nope. And nope. Damn. Did I miss a damage somewhere? I don't think I did. I mean, if I had mathed this out and realized that this wasn't actually lethal, I should have just attacked with everything last turn, right? To try to draw more outs off of the Glimmer Lens. Try to find just like straight up removal spell for the Atraxa. If we had dug a little bit deeper and maybe found the Wisp or something. This matchup seems pretty heinous. Would we force them to trade the Atraxa in the first attack? No, because we had to burn all of the cards in our hand. So we couldn't have made like a big cloud to attack with or anything. The cloud would have been a 4-power creature. Sand doesn't do anything. Am I supposed to just like snap keep these hands under the assumption that like Cloud plus Hand of Vecna can outrace the average hand? Because I don't think it can. I think on average you're dead, but we're like mulliganing to so little that at least on the play, maybe I'm supposed to keep a hand like this. And then on the draw, you like mulligan aggressively for your hate cards or something. Because like this also has the ability to attack through the Wandering Minstrel with the hand, or like, you know, march the Wandering Minstrel. I mean, this matchup seems pretty bad, but I'm gonna try a hand like this again. Non 2-color land is really good for me. Or non 2-mana land, sorry, not 2-color. I just mean that they're going to play turn 2, Wandering Minstrel, turn 3, combo off. And we can't kill the Wandering Minstrel. Well, we can, but would have to turn Hand of Vecna off that turn. And I don't think we can lethal them. Right? We'd only hit them for 2 down to 17. And the most we can do with a cloud is 7 cards in hand is 16. We'd be 1 off. I think I am supposed to march this Wandering Minstrel, though. It could potentially turn off a fetch land or like a... That's mostly it, but... Just march hit for 2. Put them to 17. Next turn we'll go down to 6 cards here. March this. Next turn draw up to 7. But we'll have to cast the Hand of Vecna and equip, which puts us down to 6. So this is only actually 14 damage being represented. If we had like Solitude specifically there, we'd be cooking, but... Damn, this was the math that I almost had, but didn't, because I didn't have 8. I would need to have 8 cards in hand after my draw step here to kill them with their fetch land. Are they just gonna, like, 3-mana Cascader me? Come on, we gotta hit Glimpse of Tomorrow, right? Like, we can't just hit Hypergenesis 4 times in a row. There are 2 suspend cards in their deck, man. This is 4 out of 4. We've seen the Glimpse of Tomorrow. It's in there. How do they keep it? Wait, I'm not supposed to be emptying my hand. I should just play the Hand of Vecna, and that's it, probably. Oh, man, I think we're just gonna die. Should actually just put in Jito too, since we're not one-turning them. Yeah. It's colorless too, even if I had a white card for the River Mantra. Yeah, I'm fine. Can we just hit the Glimpse of Tomorrow once, man? Just winning like just 4 heads in a row. Just been 3 card Glimpse of Tomorrow. We absolutely could have beaten. It is really funny that I added Hand of Vecna in, and then we played against like 2 combo decks, and then we just like got murdered. Granted, nothing's really a good plan A for Cloud in the Hypergenesis matchup. Pivoting to Thalia is not gonna buy you a ton. Grabbing anything with Cloud's also still not buying you anything. Cannon is looking kind of nice. Listen, if I'm gonna play against Hypergenesis twice a league, and also they never hit Glimpse from Tomorrow, then yes. There's certainly a consideration to play Ethersworn back in the deck. I just like don't understand the appeal of the Hypergenesis. I guess it just feels a lot like the creative technique deck in Legacy, But like the blue decks are so ingrained at the top of Duel Commander in a very similar fashion to Legacy. I just can't imagine you have a good like Aragorn or 2099 matchup. It's funny, yeah. I mean that is, I suppose, the appeal to those sorts of decks all the time. Was that your second Cascade opponent? Yes. I don't know what. There's something in the water today, I guess. What's happening? Ang. Hand's pretty good. Keep. Masterwork's not very good in this matchup. Sanctifier's also not very good in this matchup. Sanctifier is a white card for the Solitude, potentially. Drain the store to stop scale. Yeah, there are good cards in your deck, but like there's like 3, I think, that are important for Cloud to like mulligan to. You mulligan to like Archon, Draenith, or die. But you know, we're in a league. I'd never seen the deck before today, so it's good to like stress test what your options are in the matchup. And it seems like your options aren't like are pretty much like hard mulligan to the hate pieces. Play like double protection thing. We might want to play Cloud turn 1 to get through counter spells though. I think I'm gonna ship the Sanctifier. Oh, does my opponent think that they were on the draw? Dang. So close to getting them. 1-drop? Ocelot Pride? Yeah, I guess. I will guess this. Definitely want Clamp with the amount of cards in my hand. I will not Solitude this Pride unless they kill my Cloud. Oh, I guess maybe I am supposed to actually. Kind of forgot that this thing has first strike, huh? That seems like an important detail. And now I'm gonna like cast Solitude into a counterspell for no reason. Oopsie. Just totally off tilt here. I think we're gonna pitch Skrelv on the off chance that this doesn't resolve. Duke blocks Ocelot Pride better. I keep like scooting really far back and then like leaning forward to get to my keyboard for some reason. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I don't know why I didn't just Solitude on my own turn. Just like totally wasn't thinking. My brain was at the point where I was like, I could cast Duke plus Skrelv in order to stop the Ocelot Pride, and then I was like, oh, I'll just cast Cloud instead, and I didn't process that Cloud does not stop that in the same way. Letting them get like 1 trigger and then getting my Skull Clamp online isn't the end of the world either. I guess they get like 2 triggers, but doesn't mean my Skull Clamp resolves. And then we can like Helping Hand Cloud or something. I think I'm just gonna Portable Hole the Pride here. It's maybe dangerous versus the counterspell deck to leave the Cloud in the graveyard, but we have a lot of other spells to cast in the interim here to like pressure them. We have active Skull Clamp. Like I'll probably just like start with trying to clamp Forge Tender or something. No attacks. Interesting. Just gonna say go here. I'd want to get Duke online. It's less mana efficient though. We can just flash in a Demi versus a bunch of open mana. Oh, I don't think that it was any hate, Xavier. I think they were talking about like I also play. I think I played versus this player, and they're like, oh wait, no, not versus player, just the same deck. I don't think that was. which is weird because there was also a third. That means there's a third Cascade player out there. And now they choose to attack. I'm going to take the bait. If they counter this, then, shields get more down on the helping hand for my Cloud. Were the two decks like... Yeah, it was like the exact same deck. Yeah, if this bait's a counterspell, then we're... Yeah, if this thing gets airbent, then we just get to resolve. We're just going to murder them. We just get to helping hand back Cloud. Go crazy. I'm alive? What do you mean I'm alive? I've been streaming like every Tuesday. I'll start with this. Probably just gonna spew out my hand, though. I don't think I need to clamp. We're like a million cards ahead. I could maybe play a Demi instead of Thalia. Force of Negation. Oh. Trying to keep my Cloud isolated in the yard there, I guess. They're down 2 cards. They went down Wan Shi Tong. I think we'll just play out Thalia Duke here. Do I play Geddons? We were actually talking about that at the start of the stream. I was talking about the potential to add Geddons back into the list, specifically for the Lumra matchup, yeah. Hand of Vecna was a smaller concession to those sorts of matchups. I've been seeing more combo decks pop up and stuff. Played against like Ral some random times in leagues, and I just like wasn't played against Azusa, just really wasn't feeling sort of Feast and Famine. So we're trying to hand again. If the need arises, I'll probably turn back to the Geddons, but the Geddons are kind of hard to cast in some of the fair matchups. Like if you're playing against 2099 or Aragorn or like Slimefoot and stuff. Might as well play Thalia. I mean, I was thinking about the difference between like playing a Demi versus playing Thalia. Hit me for 1. Sure. No land drop. Is it Tech Edge time? Yeah, I haven't played against Lumar enough to get a feel for like how bad the matchup is if you don't have Geddons and your land is just like Cloud Hand and like a couple of like interactive hate pieces. If I get closer to like real events that I'm practicing for, I'll probably try to stress test some of the more popular matchups and see how best to fiddle with the deck. There are 2 other Cascade players out there. I played against 2 different ones, and Ellie played against a third. They're all just in the league somewhere. Clamp all the way, swing for 4. I'm trying to think of the best way to sequence. I want to end with the clamp on my Duke, preferably, because I can just kill it if I want to. Draw 2 cards. I have probably 3 mana hold up for the Ademi. I kind of want to Tech Edge them. So if that's the case, I just end up with the clamp on the Duke, I think. Unless I don't really care about drawing 2 right now, and I just want to race. Which might be the case. Although, I kind of like the idea of trying to like make a 4/3. No, this thing needs 3. Yeah, 3 mana to jump itself. I don't think the difference between 3 and 4 is huge, and the Duke is more likely to die because, it's the only thing that can die here, because the Duke can protect the Thalia. What are we casting here? Are we just gonna like cast a subtlety or something? Odawara the Portable Hole in my main phase 1. Interesting choice. Do they have like a counter for the return trip, maybe? I'm just gonna cast it again. They didn't play a land and then had the weirdest looking unsummon I've ever seen. I'll take it, I guess. I'm supposed to cast a Demi sorcery speed, actually. While they're like tapped low. I don't have anything else I want to resolve. Plays into the 1-mana counter spells, I guess, but trying to get me to play another Mind Break Trap, that would get me. Oh, yeah, Wash Away plus Aang, that's fun. Makes your Wash Aways more relevant than just countering commanders. They got me. Yeah, the thing is that I do think Hand of Vecna shifts the dynamic in a matchup where, like there isn't a ton of interaction on the other side, in a way that like maybe you're fast enough to try to like race down Lumra in addition to like having the rest of your interaction suite. But I haven't played the matchup enough to stress test like how much Hand of Vecna would impact the Lumra matchup. But Geddons are definitely on my short list of cards that I'm interested in adding if the need arises. All right, well, we drew some very good cards. Let's see what you're working with over there. Oh, nothing. They're hellbent. Wasn't really paying attention. I kind of want to clamp my Spellbinder a little bit, but I think I just want to make sure that I don't like die randomly. Hear me out. Yes, good. We were on the same wavelength. Double clamp beat down. 6 a lot of damage. I feel like one of the worst outcomes when they were turning Sword of Feast of Man if they can get one on board before I deployed Limerick. Yeah, but Sword of Feast of Man was just so slow. It was just so incredibly slow that Hand of Vecna, like, has more inevitability, I would say. Do I care if their last card is a land and they can replay their Aang? No, because we just have Urza Saga. Do I care if their last card is not a land and then they can't replay the Aang? We're taking 2. Or no, I don't care. It was a land. Oh, but it's a tap land. Nice. There's literally dead. Oh, I guess they're not literally dead. Because the cat token can jump block. Guess I'll draw a card, huh? I guess I could have like shifted around the Skull Clamp. I actually can't do more damage shifting around Skull Clamp because it would just kill my Spellbinder. Never mind. Whatever. And this game is a foregone conclusion. Deal. Alright, we got there. Ship it. We get another Jumpstart Caverns game? I'm game. Kinda want to pitch drum here, honestly. The drum does not fit very well in this hand. Matchup seems very, very good, though. When the deck doesn't have nearly as much inevitability as it does when it's like, the Planeswalker guy, what's his name? Stupid wizard guy, whatever his name is, that one. I think it's just Clamp again. Elminster, yeah, that one. Chat's always much better. I am terrible at names. Is the Drizoth clip a command here? That's a good question. I don't think it is. I think I could probably just pull it up and link it. Like I think I just have it on demand, but I don't think it's a command here. Let me check MTG bot. Ocelot Pride's back to annoy me. Don't really want to clamp this turn anyway. I guess we'll just kill it. Yoink. What are you gonna do? Solitude me? There's a brief pause there. I was worried I was getting a solitude. Wow. Do I really not have the Drizoth quote as a command? It doesn't look like it. All right, so here's they have Aang here. I don't really want to get Skull Clamp countered. I mean, I'd be okay if it got airbent, but I think I'm just gonna play Recruiter. And if they like tap super low, if they like Aang it, maybe I'll just resolve my Skull Clamp in this window. Although it's a little awkward. White does have some ways to take it off the board, but not like a ton. Looks like they might just Aang it. Yeah. Yep, that's fine. I think I will just play Skull Clamp here. A little bad with my Pure Steel, too, but... Let me pull up the Drizoth clip. It's not the Drizoth clip. Attacking? Feels like my opponent does not understand their role in this matchup. They've been attacking us at like really weird points. I don't think they're the aggressor here, but I guess my attacks are a little bit awkward with my own Skyclave and play making a 1/1 to block my own cloud, so perhaps that's part of their plan. I mean, maybe they have a removal spell, maybe they don't. Nope. I guess I'll draw 4 cards. If you insist, opponent. I guess I shouldn't be digging up the clip when I actually have game actions to take. Wandering Emperor. Yeah, I guess. Think I bodyguard this. Kind of hate that it's kind of just a liability while it's in play. But a 2-2 in play is better than a 1-1, certainly. And we'll play Duke plus Recruiter the guard this turn, yeah. And they don't gain 2 life. Duke. Recruiter. Go get... I don't know. Stoneforge? Something... It's good with Pure Steel. Avian Interrupter is kind of nice against counterspell decks. I don't know. It kind of feels like all roads lead to Rome here. Solitude, just in case this Aang gets a little bit out of hand. It's going to become like a 3-4, right? I guess we can unexpectedly absent it. I don't know. I'm just gonna even Interrupter, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Stoneforge is better. Go back to finding that Drizzoth clip. They keep just attacking. The most aggressive blue-eye mage I've ever played against. Where the hell is this? I swear I had it saved on... Oh, there it is. Copy link. Does this link still work? Might have to go post it in chat via my... This link does still work. Alright, cool. One, two, three, four, five. They cannot animate Colonnade to block. Six mana. I want to hold up Aven Interrupter, so I guess I just... Pure Steel Aid? Kind of inefficient. Maybe just Aid, go hold up Unexpectedly Absent plus Aven Interrupter. What is being cast? I'm so confused. Cryptic Command? Subtlety. Sure. Actually, this would be a pretty good Aven Interrupter target, huh? Not the best at attacking through a 3-3. Yeah, I'll solve that problem later. Oh, do they have a Stern Scolding effect? Oh, we get to get him! Wait, would that not even work? Couldn't I just have, like, recast my Aven Interrupter through the... Just, like... Wouldn't that have not actually done anything? I can still cast my airbed spells that have flash at instant speed, right? Yeah, I guess I'll just draw 2 cards, huh? We'll bury them eventually. I'll go get, like, Sword of Fire and Ice with Cloud or something. Ancient Den plus Pure Steel means free equip, so I want to keep that in mind at some point here. Cloud is 4 mana. Unfortunately, because I didn't play Aid, I can't. I mean, I guess I could just, like, get back Recruiter. I didn't finish that line of thought. Pure Steel plus Portable... Or Pure Steel plus Ancient is not quite free equips because we need one more artifact, but either Portable Hull or a secondary important equipment is what I was thinking about. Sometimes I don't finish my lines of thought. Are we, like, stifling the Cloud trigger? It's fine. Yeah, it's kind of whatever. I can't kill the Tidebinder to get my Cloud to draw more cards. I'll just draw 2 cards. Gonna stifle this one too. Oh, Ephemerate on that trigger. Sure. No, I want Pure Steel in play. Because I might play 6 mana Cloud plus Ancient Den plus, like, a 2 mana equipment that like a GT or something that I could equip for free. Guess this attack's free, huh? So they can't rebound or anything relevantly because they can't even cast 5 mana Aang here. They could, like, if I didn't have Aven Interrupter in play, they could, like, play 5 mana Aang and then rebound, but Aven Interrupter taxes the rebound. And they can't Aang the Aven Interrupter because then the Duke could just protect it. Deal. We'll have 8 mana next turn, actually, versus 2 cards in hand. We could just, like, slam sword. Maybe not. Oh, dude, fuck. I'm on such, like, autopilot. Just talked at length about doing the thing, and I just didn't do it. Now we only have one artifact. Oh, well. I'll still cast this. Oh, wait, no, I did my math wrong. 8 mana, -6 is 2. But we could still, like, play GT here if we wanted. Maybe I'll just get Fire and Ice for, like, next turn. Play Aid. Just pass the turn here. Aid plus Sword is unangable, right? Because I can flash it back in for mana, for 2 mana. Mr. Fluff and Stuff, thanks for the follow. Appreciated. Felia. That doesn't do a ton. Why did they shock the Hollow Fountain? Just to, like, psych me out? Really wish I had not just, like, autopilot, not played the dead. Okay, they have nothing. Cool. This targets creatures or spells. I can actually tech edge my Ancient Den. Oh. I should have sequenced this differently. Oh well. I can just pay the 2 mana to equip. Also, the Cigar State makes the equip free. Dub. Also. Everything's fine. Are they dead on board? No. What could we possibly be doing here? Are you gonna Ang your Felia? So you can recast it? I guess that is a play. Then I have to sword on my Aven Interrupter instead. Which is probably fine. I can equip this. It has no text, but I can equip it anyway. Fuck yeah. Oh, and then I can free equip the Skull Clamp because I can kill the Tidebinder and then pop off. I mean, yeah, all roads lead to Rome. Everything's fine. They have 5 power in the air. Wait, is this like not? This isn't gonna like secret lethal me when it flips, right? What does the backside do? Moto, Moto, please tell me what the backside of this card does. It's a 5/5, and when it becomes tapped, it like puts a counter on all your tapped stuff. So like this is 6 plus 4. This represents 10 damage in the air, right? So assuming I completely whiff, then I still can win. Okay, cool. Well, Colonnade can't get in and the Ang flips. That costs like 8 million mana. I was making sure I didn't like randomly put myself dead, but like Moto won't tell. Now, now it'll tell me whenever it attacks specifically. Oh, this thing also doesn't fly; it just says trample. Okay. And I keep playing my lands before I draw my cards. Like an idiot. I'll just draw 4, why not? Okay, Talon Gates is pretty good. I guess I just hold up Talon Gates. Discard some cards. I just have them dead on. They didn't even cast the Thalia! I thought that was the whole point of the Ang play! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tap subtlety playing. I don't know. I should have moved my sword though, thinking about the Ang trample damage, whatever. But I guess we also have the Talon Gates. When we drew the Talon Gates, it stopped mattering. If you want about it instant speed, you can, right? Yeah. Alright, cool, we did it. Matchup felt uncharacteristically long for no reason, but I guess maybe not uncharacteristically. The blue-white matchup kind of takes a while, but it felt like we were firmly in the driver's seat for like every point of games 1 and 2, and just like had to jump through a couple hoops to get to the end there. Back to the Drizzoth clip that I found. To open up my own Twitch chat, I guess. Can I see that I'm live on my own profile? I can. Where's my chat? Reply to Cross Hunter in case they're still there. There you go. My favorite clip. Can we play it for all all the fine folks in chat who probably haven't seen it? It's a real treat. Oh wait, hang on. You guys probably don't have the audio for it, right? Hang on. So the context here, this is the finals of there was a big tournament that I was playing in Missouri. This was the finals. I can't full screen it, right? Because the full screen will take it out of... actually, that's honestly a pretty good size. Let me unmute the desktop audio. We can all enjoy this together. Wait. Is the audio not playing for you guys? Properties of my desktop audio?
Plays a plane.
Oh, there we go. I think you guys can hear it. Let me know if you can't hear it. As soon as I actually unpause it.
Cool. And we're on our way. John Ryan
It's really quiet though. Let me also turn it up, huh? Oh, that was really loud. Hopefully not too loud.
Cool. And
there we go. We can all enjoy this.
John Ryan was on the play after being the first seed. Plays a plane. Says go. Storm immediately.
Oh yeah, my opponent is on Storm.
Snap takes the Thalia to nobody's surprise. It's a pretty anemic Death and Taxes hand, I would like to say, without the Thalia. Wow!
Oh god, it kills me every time. Just picks up his cards. The motioning of like, oh, you have nothing. You're just gonna wasteland my you're just gonna wasteland my underground sea is my favorite part. My god, where is it? Yeah, when he like goes to put the underground sea in the yard.
Death and Taxes hand, I would like
it's like, oh, you're gonna wasteland me? I know it's there.
The
God, I love that clip. It makes me so happy. We should make this a command. com exclamation point Drizoth. Wait, why did MTGBot summon a different command? It summoned the exclamation point Thalia command because what the hell? How did that do that? Exclamation point Thalia has a Thalia copy pasta. But why did it get summoned when I don't know, whatever. MTGBot. You can do your thing. Oh, now my audio is incredibly loud. I turn that back down. Much better. There's no dog command. I don't even know where she is. She's not accustomed to me streaming at this time, so she's not here to annoy me. She's probably just under a blanket sleeping like she does most afternoons. Can she get under the blanket by herself? Yes, she absolutely can. And does constantly. We'll find her under blankets she's not supposed to be able to get under. We'll find her in like the guest room, bedroom, under like the very tucked in sheets. No idea how she even managed to get under them. You make little blanket domes for your cat. Yeah, dog just makes her own little blanket domes. When she leaves them, you will see these just like little like hollowed out caves in the blankets where she was sitting. Oh, I missed. I realize now why the Thalia copy pasta got commanded. I didn't see that you did exclamation with Thalia right before I added the command. I'm just blind. I thought there was like some sort of like text that I actually put like in the title of the clip had like exclamation with Thalia or something, and that summoned the bot or something like that. But no, I'm just blind as fuck. We got one round left. Getting our ass kicked today, but when you play against that Cascade deck twice, you're like Cloud's definitely not gonna be very happy. We did lose that match to 2099. It's like I don't know if I would call them close games, but like certainly winnable games. I think both the game ones and game three felt like they could have been navigated a little differently. The 2099 matchup is really hard. I don't blame people for why they like that's probably my most commonly asked question, more than Aragorn at this point, is like how do I feel about the 2099 matchup? How do you play it? What are your like the decision trees? It's so hard. I remember when the deck first came out, I was getting my ass kicked by it, just because I could like figuring out the proper lines and sequencing and stuff is just so difficult. But I've gotten way more comfortable in the matchup at least. But even then, sometimes you fuck up games still. I have some plans for a dual commander event out in I think I mentioned this last stream or maybe the stream before. There's like a cool stuff con in May. Maybe I'll buckle down and like have some like dedicated testing streams. Like where I like gauntlet against certain decks instead of just like mindlessly jamming leagues. Like we'll just do like an Aragorn and a 2099 and Lumra and like Slimefoot and stuff like that. That would probably be helpful for me as well as making some good content for other people rather than just I've streamed Cloud for the 20th Moto League in a row and I played against a bunch of random bullshit. I always find those like dedicated videos or streams more educational and helpful to people, but I know so many people just like love to watch mindless league gauntlets and stuff, just endless matches and matches and matches. My favorite content pieces that I've made are usually like the more dedicated ones, but those just like never do as well. They're just more helpful to like a smaller subset of people, but the average person just like doesn't give a shit. Because the average person is just like watching this on at work on a Wednesday morning or whatever, and they don't want to like watch dedicated content. They just want to have some background noise. At least that's how I consume my YouTube videos usually. Cool Stuff Con would be sick to go to. I have kids. I fortunately do not have kids, so I get to go to Cool Stuff Con. Probably still in the works, but I'm angling to go. Especially since fucking MC Vegas canceled the Duel Commander Cups. Fucking trash. I was gonna go to Vegas. I was excited too. I'd never been to like the MagicCons at Vegas. People talk about how like they're always like massive and they're just like really cool. And I always like Vegas is a little far away, and I don't know if I want to make a dedicated effort to go out there just to play side events. But now I'm in Seattle. It's closer. And then they just fucking cancel Duel Commander in Vegas. Why does MagicCon hate us now? Because we're not profitable, probably. They canceled all the Pioneer events too. I don't know if there was a. I assume there was also a Pioneer Cup at previous MCs, and they just like killed it. But then no one complained about it because no one plays Pioneer. It's kind of crazy how they left that format to rot, huh? What's even the Pioneer meta? Any Pioneer enjoyers out there? It's like Phoenix still a good deck. People, I don't even know what's going on out there. Phoenix still good. All right, nothing's changed. Perfect. My 4-year-old Pioneer knowledge is rock solid. I bet Phoenix with Cutter probably goes pretty crazy, huh? Cutter's probably a real messed up card in Pioneer. Devotion is okay because of Badgermole. Oh god. I'm so glad when they banned Karn or whatever. I hated that deck. Although I also hated Lotus Field. That deck's probably just not very. I can't imagine that deck's still kicking, right? Karn didn't need to be banned. The fact that it was a combo deck was like so obscene. The fact that it was like just a random 1-turn kill deck in addition to just being a dumb ramp deck is so unreasonable. No one knows what decks are in Pioneer anymore. Exactly. See, that's what I'm getting at. Actual dead format. Let's go to MTG Goldfish. What's going on while we wait for our last match? What does MTG Goldfish say about the Pioneer meta? Mono red prowess. Is it prowess? Is this Phoenix or is it like not even Phoenix anymore? You don't even play. This is just a standard deck. What? This is just a standard deck. Fucking Boomerang, Basic, Storm Chaser's Challenge, Steel Cutter, Monstrous Rage. This is literally a standard deck. No panelist standard, yeah. I'm saying Greasefang? What did Greasefang get? Formidable Speaker for consistency with Greasefang makes sense to me. That's like it. It's just still the same Greasefang deck. Just like some random bullshit. Ooh, Emptiness is nice. Emptiness that can get back like Greasefang and be a removal spell and stuff. Hello? I thought Greasefang was playing Monument to Endurance now. Is that old tech? I don't know. This is just like one random list that I found. Who knows? God, these are just standard decks. This is like standard deck with Soulscar Mage. I played against Emberheart Challenger, Screaming Nemesis, Sunspire, Lake Monsters Rage, Burst Lightning at the fucking Pro Tour. Azorius Control, huh? I mean, it makes sense. We've had like a pretty big boom in standard power level, right? That's why we've had so many bannings recently, which it makes sense that like the format closest to standard is going to be most impacted by like high power level standard cards. Yeah, sure, whatever. These types of decks are like the least interesting I've ever seen, just all the time. I maintain the Kahira being specifically designed in a way that you play it in like creatureless decks or like basically creatureless decks is like totally unreasonable. They did not need to do that. Oh, there's Monument to Endurance Greasefang. They have sideboard Regal Caracal. It's a cat deck. It's maybe the 15th biggest mistake of my companions. All right, yeah, that is fair. Good. Reasonable counterpoint. I love that the Greasefang deck like just plays like the fucking worst garbage chaff cards. Like what the fuck is Fleeting Spirit, Guardian of Nubenalia, Iron Shield Elf? Just complete fucking dog shit. Just because it's a 2-mana creature that lets you discard cards. Hello? Why can't I like go back? What's going on? MTG Goldfish. It's just green black mid range with the Roboroid. Sure, why not? God, Pioneer does not look interesting at all. What the fuck is this? I guess I'm like at heart I enjoy higher power level formats a lot more. Just like playing with Hidden Strings is like mostly dead at least. The fuck is this? Is this just like Aftermath Analyst combo? I don't want this. I'm done. I'm done on this adventure. I'm not having fun anymore. It's a Lumra deck, yeah. I hate Amulet. I take it back. Blue White Control is not my least favorite deck to look at. It's definitely Amulet decks. Opponent, where are you? I need to play my last match. Doesn't really seem like my choice of time slot has really affected the dual commander queues at all. I mean, I guess it's now like 5 p.m. We're getting into the point where, but like at 6 p.m. they usually fire pretty rapidly. Just towards the end of towards the end of my stream, no matter when I start, the fifth round just never fires. Is what I'm learning. Why do I have 10 Discord notifications? What's happening? Oh god. Has everyone been keeping up with the deck list debacle with Wizards of the Coast with Daybreak's announcement today? Anyone keeping tabs on that? Once he sneezes and it's a debacle. It does seem kind of stupid though. It's so obnoxious that they keep doing this every 2 years. Yeah, it's just like we're not. It feels like they're trying to solve a problem in like the worst way possible. There's a big controversy about it during Kaladesh. There's a big controversy about it when Justin discovered that like all he could like get all deck lists from every event or whatever and made a YouTube video about it, and then WotC immediately hit like a big red button on their table to shut it down. If they have the means, they want to just release everything. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Like, it feels like an attempt to obfuscate data for no other reason than to try to slow down MTGO players solving formats, which is like it's a weird point to do it at because it feels like this standard meta, I guess in specific, is just like the biggest counterexample to that sort of stuff where it like wasn't solved at all going into the Pro Tour. And it's just in an effort to they're talking about like it misrepresents the meta going in for like people going to their LGSs, but like that's if you have like two brain cells to rub together, you know that your 15-person, 20-person FNM is not going to be the same as any large tournament meta, and MTGO is just the stomping ground of large tournaments. That's it. It is the best way to represent the meta going into large events. MTGO players are famously terrible at solving formats. Like the last 3 rounds of major tournaments have been huge surprises. Yeah, and for like smaller formats too, like or for the smaller formats at least. But like for the big format, I guess big is relative. Like the large the deep pool formats, legacy, vintage stuff like that, where they're infinite cards. It just feels like Moto's the only way to get any data, and they're just obfuscating that for the sake of like some guy's 10-person LGS going like, oh, why isn't there 20% blue black tempo? As far as I can tell, no one is sure what you're supposed to be doing in standard right now. That's what it seems like. I don't watch standard very closely, but it definitely seems like there have been like multiple major upsets in what like the dominant standard deck is lately. And yeah, they're just they're releasing so many fucking cards. It's like, how do you even solve a format? Okay, we've solved standard. Ninja Turtles comes out in what like 2 weeks? March 6th, yeah, like literally 2 weeks. 3 weeks, maybe? Yeah, 3 weeks, I guess. 2.5. Something like that. I tuned my deck for 20% cub, but my LGS is Altamir mid-range WotC police fix. I showed up to the Pro Tour expecting 40% cub decks, because that's what MTGO told me, and everyone had their anti-cub deck. It's fucked up. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. Just do you think your players are dumb? Do you think your players are so fucking stupid that they're gonna go on MTG Goldfish and be like, this is indicative of my 20-person FNM. I shouldn't go and play at my LGS. I should just go online and see what everyone's playing. Like, I don't know. Just let people have their data. Who cares? It's who's it? How does this keep happening? Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it, man. This is unreal. Okay, is turn 1 cloud good enough? It's like still not, right? We don't even have guaranteed turn 2 hand of Vecna. I'm gonna lose it. This is the worst day ever. I'm never changing my stream time again. What the fuck is this? Just me getting beat up by the 3 different wandering minstrel players. MTGO hiding the Wandering Minstrel decks. They're not, though! Didn't Xavier come into chat afterwards and be like, I stole this from a random 5-0? They're all just here to farm me. I don't know, I'm off it. I'm just gonna just keep. Who cares? Who gives a shit, man? Hey, they're mulling to 5. Maybe we have a shot, huh? Can we go back to the not queuing and like complaining about MTGO deck lists? Actually, I'm kind of I don't want to play against Wandering Minstrel again. We just pitch Voice of Victory, huh? You're just gonna like sorcery speed surveil to save yourself time. I respect it. Yeah. I don't really want to play my Talon Gaze. Talon Gaze is definitely better to like try to get through a fatty, but I guess if they just play Wandering Minstrel, maybe I'm supposed to just like cast Pride plus Onthanize or something. Onthanize, I guess, also gets through a fatty though. I don't know. None of my decisions matter here. I should just like mulligan to Draneth or something. It seems like an okay attack on turn 3, and we'll see if it matters. They're just gonna hit Hypergenesis instead of the other thing again, and then we're gonna 5 for 5, huh? They only have 3 cards in hand. As it currently stands, they are dead. I will choose to put in nothing. Right? I'm allowed to do that. Because I don't want to put in my guys if they're just all going to put in an Elishnorn or something. Onthanize seems free. Yeah, but I can always just cast it. But now this is going to discover 5 and hit like another Cascader. So I definitely don't want to put an Onthanize now, right? Because I want to hit a big creature with it. But I think I put in Skrelv here. I don't need to put in that many creatures, too, because they are at 5 life, notably, so... They're just gonna, like, churn most of this away into Glimpse of Tomorrow bullshit. Playing Wandering Minstrel's Commander gives them a target for Demonic Dread. Yeah, but, like, also, like, your opponent's always gonna have pretty much gonna have a creature in play. I guess against the control decks or whatever, sure, but... We don't need that many cards in hand, so I'm gonna just do this. How does this keep happening to me? Can't they just, like, hit the Glimpse first, like, once? I think we probably don't win. Oh, sure. At least they can't cast the Fury. Had to hit the Bahamut and the Atraxa, huh? I mean, I think we're still dead here. If only I had a Talon Gates in my hand to probably not help. Omniscience Fury Flooded Strand, huh? I mean, I think I just die, right? Because I have to, if I want to like get through, I have to kill the Bahamut because it's colorless. But then there's an Atraxa in play that's lifelink. And they, if I Authorize the Atraxa, then the Bahamut takes to 2 and blows up the Authorize. Anthonize the Bahamut, and then draw a white card and march the Atraxa, and then also they miss on Fury for forever? Something like that? Reduke would play it out. I don't have that strength. I ain't built that way. Am I supposed to attack with Cloud or Ocelot Pride? I think Ocelot Pride. Oh wait, hang on. I forgot this actually taps for white. I don't have it in me. The third Wandering Minstrel opponent, they mulled to 5. The fifth Hypergenesis hit instead of Glimpse of Tomorrow in a row. The Hypergenesis wasn't that good, but it like put more permanents into play to get the Glimpse of Tomorrow to hit 2 giant creatures when we had like 1 fairly beaten. Come on! I don't know if I have it in me to play this last game, huh? I I I don't have I don't have the mental fortitude. I'm a broken man. All right, well I'm gonna keep, and then we'll miss third land forever. Whatever. I mean, we have the cards that we need to actually win this game. If we don't, then whatever. We even have like we could protect the Archon with Swift Reconfig from like a your removal spell after we untap. So it maintains that each player can't cast more than one spell without dying to like a Fury or something. We will, of course, never hit the third land drop, guaranteed, but. Or they'll like turn to me. Either or. They'll have like 2 mana land into turn 2 Violent Outburst. Maybe we'll get one win. I'm not getting my hopes up. Maybe. They're just gonna like just gonna like cast a Eureka next turn or something. I'm never hitting that land, of course. There's no way I'm allowed to just hold up this Swift reconfig, missing land drops. I have to cast this Cloud to try to kill them. Even though like, the Aven Interrupter is also really good, but we're just never gonna hit the land drop. Well, that is pretty bad for me. But it's not like I lost the game bad. We can Elite Spellbinder as well to take out the worst of the offenders. Equipment land win. Yeah, God, I wish, huh? I think it's supposed to be Spellbinder here. And we know what's coming at least after that, too. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Yep. Neat. This seems bad. I think it's the Atraxa, honestly. I haven't done the math on if like land plus hand of Vecna plus 1 drop removal can actually kill unless they Bahamut specifically the Cloud. Oh, yeah. The Moss Rhino does have to tap, so. We draw to 7 cards, play land down to 6 cards, hand of Vecna down to 5, removal spell down to 4. Of course, we missed the land drop. We actually did have lethal here because that Swift reconfig could be cast at instant speed. We are also 1 damage off of forcing them to chump block with the Bahamut here. They can just take 14, go to 1, and block the Spellbinder, and then kill me with Chapter 2, of course, because we missed on the land. The Draen's dead, so they can they can like bring to light. I've never wanted to play Magic less in my entire life. They can put in Grizzlebrand, draw 7, and then bring Delight for... Wait, that's it? There's passing? No, they're just going to main. No, they're just passing? Huh? Why wouldn't you bring Delight for Hypergenesis? Is there any point in playing this? No. Man's all 3 mana spells. I mean, I guess when they do that, then we have a chance to win. Did they just really not want to go down to 1 life or something? Does that feel that dangerous? I feel like that's way better than just losing to just me having any removal spell there. Whatever. I'll take my 1 game win against this deck tonight. I'll take it. We're on the board. We didn't just get 0-6'd by it. Seems dog shit. We're on the draw against this deck finally. So we will just mulligan for... Opponent just wants to play with their food. I'll just mulligan to hate and then die anyway. Enlightened Tutor, we have discovered, is not actually hate without Ether Storm Canonist in our deck, because it just gets like Winter Moon, which is painfully mediocre. Do I go to 3 just to find, Draenith? Does this hand do anything? No. I mean, I'll keep Spellbinder land, I think. And then we'll rip a land. We'll rip a White Source to cast Cloud. And then cast turn 3 Spellbinder, which will definitely be fast enough. I guess you just cast your commander and scry 1, sure. The top card of our deck is Plains. Or Draenith. Or not. Immediately cast the 3 mana Cascade. They'll hit Hypergenesis for the 6th time consecutive. 7th time consecutive. No, 6th time. They didn't cast it last game. Oh? Oh, no, that comes in untapped, yeah. I forgot that's how that worked. I thought for a second that they weren't gonna turn 3 me. Foolish. Unreal. Is actually unreal that I've lost 6 consecutive coin flips. Okay, that's actually kind of beatable. Surely that's the only thing that they have. Surely that's the only thing that... Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I've had enough. I want to do anything else with the rest of my day. It is insane to me that we got fucking 6 Hypergenesis in that league. This looks lame as hell. You don't know the half of it, Akaleth. it's infinitely worse when you learn that they have a 50% chance in any given game of hitting Hypergenesis, and it happened 6 consecutive times this league. They never hit the Glimpse of Tomorrow. They actually hit the Hypergenesis every single time. Well, that was technically a League of Magic that we played today. I will ship you all over to Caleb, because I want to think about anything but Magic. In this stream, my only source of this stream is now my only source of metagame information, and I need Wandering Man banned in every format. Yeah, thankfully, Wizards has stopped the flow of information, and now we know for certain Wandering Minstrel is everywhere, the scourge of the format, and needs to be banned. We've identified it. You made the mistake of looking at a deck list. It's a nightmare. It is maybe the worst deck I've ever had the misfortune of playing against, honestly. It's what if it's what if Creative Technique was less consistent but also somehow more miserable. It's definitely it definitely feels like the kind of like league slop that you just kind of get murdered by randomly as a D&T player. You're kind of accustomed to getting murdered by Creative Technique piles, and it's just kind of like the same deal. But I do genuinely think that that deck it's an interesting deck building decision once, and then you play against Aragorn or 2099 or anyone registering any counters, Tasigur or Traxa, anyone registering more than like one counter spell, and you just like actually can never win a game. I think you have like 2 spells in your deck that actually do anything. But that's just me being salty and mad because I got murdered by them. It's a good metagame call if you want to farm cloud players. That's for certain. But it's the same as, yeah, Mississippi River versus D&T and Legacy. You're gonna get murdered by Delver, but you're gonna farm a bunch of random non-blue guys. Anyway, enough belly aching. I'll ship you all off over to Caleb. Again, reminder, no stream next week. I'm gone. On travel next week. I'll be back in 2 weeks. See you guys in March. Have a good one, everyone.